Hello YouTube and welcome back to how to make a 4 in a row or Connect 4 game in Visual Basic 2010 Express. So we were about to start the game here, but before that we need to go to the properties and change the starter form to login. So now when you log in, we can type Tim player 1 as iPlayer, Tim player 2 as iPlayer, Dim string player 1 as string equals txt text player 1 dot text, dim string player 2 as string equals txt player 2 dot text. Now we want to work with if statement. If string dot is null or empty, string player 1 or string player 1 equals AI, else. And you want to copy this and just change to 2. Now here player 1 equals new, and before we can do that we have to create our players. I'm going to follow a new folder, players. And which kind of players do we have? We have a normal player and a AI, which implements iPlayer, and the player 2 implements iPlayer. Now we need to type a public sub new. The player needs a name as string, and well, I'm not going to give it a name, but it's their name as string, and color as color. Now I can just do name equals string name and color equals color. This should not be capitalized. In here we're gonna private C as color and private N as string. This one returns the N, and N equals the value we are going to set it to. Same here, C equals value and return C. Now you basically want to just copy this to the AI and just change a little bit, like we don't give it a name, as the name will be AI. And that's kinda it for the players. Going to delete them from here. Now let's go back to the form login. If it's a if the string is empty or it says AI, we want player 1 to become a new AI, and we are going to give the player 1 always the color green. So player 1 here is not empty and it doesn't say AI, so it must be a normal player. So now we can give him a name, string player, and the color will be once again green. You can basically just copy this, change it to player 2 and make it red. and player 2 because it's just the same. Now here we want to do me dot height dim form as new form main form dot did I already, yes, players, form dot players 0 equals player 1, form dot players 1 equals player 2, form dot show. Now let's go back to the normal form and make it a bit bigger because I want to give it some information in here, like whose turn it is, a button to restart and stuff like that. Going to use a group box for this. But oh, here it is. Put it in here. Info. Put some buttons in here. Maybe a label or two. Okay, so everything is at the right place. New game. Reset. Button reset and button new game. This label will be, well, we don't need to give it a name, well, a different name, just turn or something like that, you know, txt turn. Or just leave it empty. Go in here and go in here. So to reset it and to create a new game, we want it to be well, let me put that in here because I was testing something out. So be the reset will just make this all light gray again and make the turn to player the first player in here. So to do that, we're going to create public selected player or players player turn as iPlayer. We also want to create a new public sub init. We want to call init, and init will just do player turn equals players 0. After that, we will call create 1.init. But in here, in this init method, there is a little bug. As you can see, we have metal_controls.add, but as soon as we press reset, well, we didn't reset it yet, but this will be in it again, it will add a new layer of buttons. So it will be really weird. I don't know why it doesn't get to add it on top, so you can't really see when you're playing then anymore. So what we want to do there for that is metal_controls.clear, and as you're just the grids, it doesn't have a lot of buttons on it. So that should fix it. The init should also txt turn dot text equals string dot format something's turn and just player turn dot name. But a new game is just as easy, just me, well, form login dot show and me dot close. Why is this important? Because, well, it will just remember the values. So let's just see if it says like Matty and here like test. Matty's turn resets. Oops, let's just see. Bam, new game, still here. Resets. Okay. So when it's when everything is pushed, should be next turn. Next turn to create the sub and just make it public. That's way easier. Well, actually, we want to do make this, well, no, next turn, but before this I want to do turn. And this should take a parameter clicked column and the, well, doesn't need to be. Okay, so click turn. Okay, once again just make it public, delete this. Let's name this, what should we name it? The columns are X, so we're just going to name it X and set the color to player's turn dot color. If it is false, then we want to do it again, do turn. But how should we do this? So if it didn't make it turn, it should just turn at the moment until we created the players more, or let's say selected players turn dot do turn X. This obviously does not exist. I hope it gets automatically added. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so just type enter again and it will add it. So for the AI, this will be well, actually we're going to just use here in the form login. We do not want to create a new form. We just use form main. I think I made a init, so well, not here, here. So we can just use the form in our player. So our form main dot grid x, and then we can just use color, bam, and same goes for here. If it is false in the AI, this is just some basic working it will do. Well, for the AI it will be a little bit different. Just cut this and make a private sub well, the AI will not do the turn. So here we want to do dim int random as integer equals new random dot next form main dot grid dot columns, well, form main dot grid one dot columns is the max value, -1 is the max value, and we also have to create a minimum value. So now we create the private sub do turn access integer, do turn int random. Nope. And this should be a function as boolean. If it is false, we want to return, well, let's just say the else there, return false, and here we want to do return true. And instead of creating the object every time, this new run, in the beginning it will think very fast, but at the end it will just choose stupid things like every time the same column, and then the column will be full, and he has to do it until he finds a empty column. Dim int random as integer. Okay, so do until do turn int random int random equals true. So until that statement is true, int random equals random dot next 0 for main dot grids 1 dot columns minus 1. So until that is done, he will not do it. If it is false, he will return. Well, actually it should not be sub, but it should be a function as boolean. Yes, public function as boolean, and in here public function as boolean. If the player does it, it will return false, and just return true. Or way simpler, or return frame. Here again, return so do until that's done. Return true. Okay, that was a lot of coding to get that right, and I just saw something was not wrong. Correct yet. Next turn. Player turn do turn X. So this will go on until it is good. But if, for example, the player turn will be equals false, we just return. Why? Because else the computer will just go on and on and on and on, and the player just can't do a turn. So next turn will be player turn equals players. Well, actually let's just say players and dim I as integer equals 0. Choose that one. I is equals if I equals 0, then I is 1, else I is 0. Now that's long code just to do this, but it's to do the next turn. Update status. Update status is a sub, which will do this. So we can just call update status here. Next turn. And now if it is, let's just check it out. A's turn. Okay, that's pretty much working now. But now if it is the computer, which we'll be checking out soon, the AI's turn. But one problem, the AI doesn't know when he has to do this turn. So in the next turn, its status if player turn dot name equals AI, then we know the AI will not be able to do it on his own. Now I can just do player's turn dot do turn, and let me just check if everything is okay. Do turn X, it will not. Maybe if we do X like that, but that will be unfair, as his seat will be 0 and it will also be higher chance of getting somewhere near that. So, but as you can see, it's now pretty fast. Oh wait, something wrong here. We have to just do turn 0. Why is that? Because do turn that, and then next turn. Well, actually, we should just put here next turn, so we can leave it out here and here normally. So let's just check it out. AI. See, the AI is just doing random steps here. I'm not controlling red anymore, just green. Looks like it's pretty much stuck here, as it doesn't know where to put it. Okay, so the AI is thinking here where he should put his thing, but he can't find it. So let me just check it out one more time, because he didn't do a turn in the last column. So just check it out if I did something wrong here. Okay, so now he's doing pretty good now. Okay, because you couldn't use the last column, as you can see there are a lot of foreign rows, like here, 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 nope, that's not one, here, and yeah, as you can see, a lot of them. So what we want to do on that is, if he adds a item to the column, like right here, then it's, well, here we need to check, like make a new function to check if it's 4 in a row and stuff like that, and if it's a draw, if it's the player's 1. So I'm going to pause it there. So part 3 will be how to do checking for 4 in a row and do the colors, like making it yellow. So yeah, I see you guys in part 3 of this tutorial.